Dad stopped hearing daughter in backseat. He looks behind him and is horrified. To make your day just a little bit brighter, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to be inspired by these heartwarming stories every day. Comment, "I subscribed," and we'll feature some of you in our next video. Oh my God! Those are 3 words that come to mind immediately after reading that headline. Then it's quickly followed by another thought. How? Child safety is something that's constantly and consistently mentioned. This is because children don't fully understand the world they live in yet and require guidance and a lot of monitoring. Thankfully, the latter can be helped with the use of apps and software, but not in all cases. In some cases, an app isn't enough to monitor your child to ensure that they don't fall into any harm. And if harm does come to your child at your hands or from your mistake, anybody that witnesses it has a responsibility to call the cops. This is what's called child endangerment. As the title suggests, child endangerment is the failure to perform any act or negligence that results in the harming of a child. This includes emotional, physical, or mental harming. In the U.S., when a person commits the crime of child endangerment, they might get 2 to 20 years in jail, except in cases where the judge or state makes exceptions in favor of a reasonable discipline. If the defendant has no prior police record, for example, and also depending on the evidence, the defendant might just get probation for a year or more as the court decides. If the defendants are parents, their rights as parents might become restricted. That's how strict the laws of child endangerment can be. So you can start having an idea of how a parent in Minnesota felt when he became an unwilling accomplice to a case of child endangerment. The driver, an unidentified man, had his little girl safely strapped in the back seat. It was just like any normal day. They were going out to get the girl some ice cream, basically some father-daughter bonding time. The trip was cut short, however, when the vehicle's back seat door flipped open and the vehicle's seat, the one the little girl was tethered to, came undone, and the seat, along with the child, flew out of the car. Crash, crash, crash. But that's not what happened thanks to Chad Cheddar Mock, a driver for Caledonia Hauler. As he's always alert whenever he's behind the wheel, immediately after the event unfolded in front of him, Chad made a hard brake and honked so hard that the father, still unaware, would notice that he, through his vehicle's fault, had just endangered a child. But not only that, Chad honked to alert passersby in the car behind him to stop. Before you could even say stop, Chad was out of his car and by the 2-year-old's side, ensuring that she was safe and wouldn't be harmed in any way. While he was doing that, the mother's vehicle had come to a sudden halt, and she also rushed to the child's side, whilst Chad's dashboard camera recorded everything. When he was asked later, Chad said that he always has his dashboard camera on when he's on the road for liability reasons. Thankfully, the car seat had acted as a cushion and it protected the girl's body from the hard pavement. But even though she wasn't harmed physically, it seemed as though she was harmed mentally as she became unresponsive when more people came over to help. The girl was quickly taken off the streets and moved to the nearby Hy-Vee parking lot. It was there that the police and emergency services arrived to look after the child and to assess the situation. The child was thoroughly assessed to check if there was any harm done. The vehicle, too, was assessed by the Mankato Public Safety Authority, after which they concluded that the child had been safely strapped in the car seat and the accident wouldn't have happened if the seat of the vehicle had not gotten loose from its tethering. Upon these conclusions, the child and the father were released to go home. And although the father had no hand in endangering the child, public officials filed charges against the mother for child endangerment and failing to ensure that the child restraint system on the car was properly fastened. Talk about leeches. The case has since been submitted to the Human Services for review. We hope that the father and his daughter are left alone to recover from the situation that they didn't have a choice in, and we hope the public officials looking to make an example out of this innocent man find a much better and reasonable case to take on. Did you learn something from this video? Hit the subscribe button and do share this amazing life lesson with your friends and family as well.